Hi friends, good evening. From today onwards, what I have decided, from today onwards, we are going to discuss some questions from various chapters in arithmetic or reasoning there. So far what we have been doing, we have been discussing some chapters starting from percentages. First 3 or 4 videos I have given you for percentages, then followed by other 2 videos on profit and loss in arithmetic, and 3 videos I have uploaded for data sufficiency. I hope you have enjoyed the videos and learned some new things out of that one. On those videos what I have done, I have given the concept right from the beginning. So that my idea was that should be useful for even the beginners as well. Alright, now from today onwards what we are going to do, I am going to discuss other chapters from the basic level as usual how we have been doing. And in addition to that one, I am going to give you one question every day or 2 questions depending upon the time. 1 or 2 questions which are taken from recently conducted competitive exams. And I see that these questions are a little high level questions, so that it will be a test like thing for you. And every day I am going to discuss at least one question. And at the end of the video, I am going to give you one more question which will be discussed in tomorrow's class, so that you get some time and you try to solve the question. And in most of the cases, my idea is these questions must be solved with simple techniques, right? Simple shortcut way how to go for that questions, how to solve advanced questions with shortcut way, I'll tell you. Because some of the students are asking that continue with the basic level questions with chapter wise like reasoning and arithmetic, and along with that they want me to give some advanced questions. That is the reason why I started this one. Now from today onwards you are going to get one question at least from previous papers. Now today let us start with this question. The question is like this. This question is being taken from very recently conducted competitive exam, right? Question is saying like this: 2 places X and Y are 60 kilometers apart on a straight route. Persons A and B started from X with speeds of 7 and 8 kilometers per hour respectively. B reached Y and returned immediately and met A at point K. What is the distance between X and K? You do one thing friends, after reading this question, you pause the video. Take 2 minutes time, 2 to 3 minutes, and try to solve the question with the method you know. After that, watch the video. I am going to give you fantastic shortcut for this type of questions. You can have the answer within a minute's time. Let us work out on that one, right? So now, first, I'll do one thing. This question can be solved in many ways. My intention is that every student should solve this question within the stipulated time, minimum possible time how to go for this one. Probably as I told you, less than 1 minute. Now, before going for the shortcut, we discuss this question as per the concept, because what I believe is concept is always for the students and shortcuts are for the examiner. Once you know the concept, fabricating shortcut is not a big problem for us. Now, let us go with the concept. I explain you that one first. After that, I'll give you how to solve this question in a limited time, that is less than 1 minute, as I've been telling you repeatedly. Now, what is the concept of this one? Just read out the question one more time. If you go with the diagram, the question says like this. This is X place X and this is place Y. The distance between these two they have given as 60 kilometers, right? Now, A and B started at the same time. Persons A and B started with the speeds of 7 and 8 kilometers per hour respectively from X. You add one thing, at the same time, add that one. At the same time, both started simultaneously. Now, A was going with the speed of 7 kilometers per hour, B was going with the speed of 8 kilometers per hour. Then obviously what happens when they started at the same time with the different speeds, B is having more speed, obviously B reaches Y before A. The same thing they have described in the question. B reached Y, after that he returned immediately. He has not stopped anywhere. He returned immediately and met A somewhere here at point K. Now in this question A is coming from this direction, and after reaching Y, B like came back, he returned immediately. They met here, A and B met here. This is what exactly they have given. Now what is the distance between X and K? This is the question. Alright. Now what is the concept? By using direct mathematics, we can do this question by framing an equation. Right? While solving the question with mathematics, framing an equation is very, very important. How to frame an equation for this one? Let us take the distance between X and this one K as X kilometers. Right? Obviously, distance between K and Y will become 60 minus X. Simple one. Now, how to make an equation? There is an implied point in this one. What is that one? Both started at the same time with different speeds and met at K after V reached Y and returned from Y. In this one, the implied point is that both have travelled for the same time. This is important. Both have travelled for the same time. I am going to use that one. What exactly is the equation? Time taken by A must be equal to time taken by B, with the help of which I can solve the question very easily. Now, time taken by A is nothing but distance travelled by A divided by speed of A. Distance travelled by A from X to K, that is X. So now, X by 7 should be equal to distance travelled by B divided by speed of B, that is 8. Here should be a little careful here, particularly for the beginners. Right, what is the distance travelled by B all through here? Distance travelled by B is these X kilometers plus 60 minus X plus he came back from Y to B, again 60 minus X. Obviously, distance travelled by B is X plus 60 minus X plus 60 minus X. You need to go in this way. X plus 60 minus X, this one, and again returning with the 60 by covering 60 minus X kilometers there. Then equalize these two, solve this one, you will get X is equal to 56. 56 kilometers is the right answer. The distance between X and K, 56 kilometers. Probably some of you might have got the answer. So probably you might have done this question with the conventional way, or you might have used any shortcut also. Now I am going to give you one fantastic method for this type of questions. Right, now let us go for this one, with the help of which you can solve the question in less than 1 minute. Now let's start the question. How to go for this? To use the shortcut, you need to have complete idea on the chapter. In time and distance chapter, generally most of the questions are based on 3 terms only. One is time, distance and speed. First of all, you should understand the relationship among these 3. As all of us know, time and speed both are inversely proportional to each other, right? Time and speed are inversely proportional to each other. This is all, right? The more is the time, the less is the speed. The more is the speed, obviously the time taken should be less than the previous one. So now, this is everybody knows. And there is another relation also. Most of the students are not concentrating on that one. That is the relation between distance and speed. What's the relation between distance and speed? We can go in this way. The relation between distance and speed is distance and speed are directly proportional to each other when time is constant. Time is constant. Alright. Distance and speed can be equalized when time is constant. Based on this, I am going to solve the question in less than 1 minute. How to go for this one? Simple way. First of all, try to find out whether the time is constant in this case or not. Obviously, time is constant because same time is taken by A to travel the distance. Right, of course the distance is different, but time taken by A and B is same. Why shouldn't we use this one? When time is same, in this case, what had happened in this case? If you take the speed ratio of A and B, speed ratio of A and B is 7:8. When time is constant, I can directly conclude that distance ratio of A and B is also 7:8. What do you mean by distance ratio of A is 7:8? If both together traveled for 7 plus 8, 15 kilometers, 7 kilometers are traveled by A and 8 meters are traveled by B. That's the meaning of that one, obvious meaning. Now let us solve the question in this way. I need the distance from X to K. X to K means this distance is traveled by A from here to here, X to K. Of course, B also traveled the distance from X to K, but he crossed this point again, came back. So, if I can find out this distance from X to K, that should be equal to the distance traveled by A, which is the distance between X and K. I am going to solve the question in this way. First of all, find out the total distance traveled by A and B together in this case, because already I know the distance ratio of A and B is 7:8. If I know the total distance traveled by A and B together, obviously that distance can be distributed with the ratio of 7:8 and 7 parts is going to be my answer. Right? So now, what is the total distance traveled by A and B together? Think it carefully. A and B together traveled total 120 kilometers in this case. Why is that 120 kilometers, or how is that 120 kilometers? The reason is simple. Distance from X to K traveled by from here to here. A traveled distance as well as B, right? Then B went to this extent, Y. Again he came back. Means what does it mean? A and B together traveled this distance 2 times. Means that is from here to here A and B. Then B covered this one 2 times, means A covered distance, B covered this distance, B covered this one for 2 times. Means altogether A and B traveled for 120 kilometers. Now the simplest way, wow, in this 120 kilometers, 7 parts are traveled by A and 8 parts are traveled by B. Now 120 into, distribute that one, 7 by 8 plus 7 plus 8, 15. Now my answer is going to be 56 kilometers is the distance between X and K. Hope you got the idea. Always use this type of questions. The key for this question is you should know the relation between distance and speed when time is constant. Got the idea? Right. Now this question can be done in other way also. Right? Still simpler than this one. We can do in the other way. Let's discuss that one also. Right? Whichever way is convenient for you, you go for that one. But basic idea is same. How to go for this? First of all, the total distance traveled by A and B together. Just now we have done that one. 60 plus 60. Total distance traveled by both is 120. Alright. Then after that, think it carefully. The time is constant. A took the same time as that of B. Alright. But the speeds you see, A traveled with 7 kilometers per hour, B 8 kilometers per hour. Means what does it mean? To cover this 120 kilometers, A and B together traveled with the speeds of A and B. A and B speed I should take as 7 plus 8. So that is 15 hours. Right? Not 15 hours, I'm sorry. 15 kilometers per hour. They went with 15 kilometers per hour collectively to cover this 120 kilometers. Now you can find out what was the time taken by A and B here, right? Now time is equal to obviously distance 120 kilometers covered with the speed of 15 kilometers per hour. Now it should be 120 by 15. Okay, now they traveled for 8 hours. Alright, they traveled for 8 hours. But here is the technique. What do you mean by they traveled for 8 hours? They have not traveled collectively for 8 hours. A traveled for 8 hours. The meaning of that one is A traveled for 8 hours as well as B also traveled for 8 hours. So now I can conclude that total time taken is 8 hours, means 8 hours for A, 8 hours for B there. Since they have started at the same time, it doesn't make any difference. Now the distance traveled by A, I am writing here, distance traveled by A is equal to speed of A into time taken for that one. Now the distance traveled by A is, speed is 7 kilometers per hour into time taken for this one is of course 8 hours. So distance traveled by A from X to K should be equal to 56 kilometers. Alright. Suppose if they want us to find out what is the distance travelled by B, V should be, that is 8 into 8, 64 kilometers there. Now anyway, 64 plus 56, again I am going to get this 120. Hope you got the idea, right? There are three methods for this one. Whichever way is convenient for you, go for this one. The first one was conventional way, using the mathematical way. Second one is using the relationship between distance and speed when time is constant. Other one is the direct method. You can go with this one as well. Hope you enjoy this one, not enjoying this one, right? Hope you got the idea. Next time onwards, when you have this type of questions, you please go through the questions in this way. Please solve the questions in this way so that time can be saved in the examination. Thank you all of you. Thank you for watching this video, and I am going to give you another shortcut. We will go for another good question, right? Other good question which is taken from recently conducted competitive exams. I am going to solve the questions, all the questions in this way. And remember friends, for you what I am going to do, every day I am going to explain at least one question, one or two questions depending upon the time. And mostly next question can be from reasoning, very recently asked question. Probably we will go with this seating arrangement. If not, we will go for quantitative aptitude question, right? Thank you very much. Thanks for watching the video.